think there's like 21 things here.
We should start with something happy and light, like film director murdered and dismembered by family after marriage row.
What is up, guys? Mailman here. Here's Harrison Ford. This is the Crunchcast, where we crunch, we munch, and we punch a bunch. Speaking of punch a bunch, last week, Joe Raisinette Biden. Last week,
Joe looks like a fucking California raisin, one of the California raisins, Biden.
oh god, those things were so scary. Oops. Last weekend, uh, which of the one of the Paul brothers, the taller one, fought, quote unquote, fought Money Mayweather in an exhibition match.
That was
No judges, nothing like that.
That wasn't a fight.
No, it was just, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna
Make a bunch of
swing
money.
off a bunch of idiots. I didn't pay for it. I didn't even watch it. Like I didn't even want to bootleg it. That's how just put off by it I was.
Mr. Pacquiao made $30 million off that fight just from the patches on his shorts.
Pacquiao was there. Was he there?
Sorry, Floyd Mayweather.
Money Mayweather.
I was thinking of that one time him and remember that similar circumstance where it was Mayweather and Pac in an exhibition fight like 6 or 7 years ago, and it was just as boring as this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one actually fought; they just stood around and were like,
"Yeah, if you're gonna do an exhibition fight,
money, please."
Yeah, if you're gonna do an exhibition fight like this, where it's just there's no point to it, make it for charity. But these guys are just give it to me, and
fucking assholes.
Probably spend it like in a strip club or something. I don't know.
It would have been way better if it was Mike diss track Tyson and whichever one of the Paul brothers it was.
I think it was Logan. Logan's the tall one. And then his brother was in the audience and screaming, "Yeah, this is your moment. This is your win. You're winning. You're winning." He was not.
You wouldn't know what.
Judges are not.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Imagine if it was a straight up professional fight.
He would have literally died. He would have gotten hit twice. He would have gotten hit twice and died.
There was one punch that landed from Mayweather that Logan wound up getting slumped over and onto Mayweather, and Mayweather just kind of held him up, and he went and said in his, like, I don't know, Snapchat or something, like, they're saying that he knocked me out and he was holding me up, but fuck you, right? Fuck you, that wasn't true. I was just I put myself on so I can keep him from punching me. Like, dude, you clearly fucking went lights.
We're unconscious, right, yeah.
I don't care if it was for a brief second. You were out. Like, people who, I don't have to be a professional, but people who have watched boxing know when shit like that happens. It can just be like, real quick, you're out, and then you come back, but it happened. I don't like limon and hot chips. There's no crunch. No, your mic went out, I think.
No, I think it's the crunch isn't quite meeting that noise gate. Hold on.
Barely. It did the initial sound and then it cut the rest of it off.
Damn. Well, they're yummy. I like them. And to anyone who says they don't like limon on spicy chips, I respect your opinion and you're a good man, Rene.
Racist.
But fuck you.
Like, they did it with The Cheetos.
Crunchy Cheetos, yeah.
I I can do it. I can do it. I don't know what it is with fucking Mexicans and putting limon on hot chips. I don't like it. I'm fine
What?
with it just being hot.
Nah, man. Gotta be fuego with the limon.
The cheese when they used to have I don't know if they still do in Mexico, they had the bags that had it would be shaped like, just a little ketchup packet style thing, but it'd be
Yeah.
cheese instead. And the cheese had like little pieces of chile in there. And I was fine with that. Like that's really good. It's super shitty processed cheese, but you're just eating chips. But it was delicious. And I remember the first time I ever had the Fritos scoops style was in Mexico. I don't know if it started there, but that's when I first had it. And you would put the cheese in there, and it'd
Yeah,
be a
now they
big.
don't.
It's a
Not,
big packet though.
they don't even make regular style Fritos anymore. They're all scoop. They don't
Yeah,
do the
they're
strips anymore. They're all scoop.
even they do the strips, but they're just small scoops at that point.
Yeah, they used to be strips. Now they're
Yeah,
just scoopies. They're all scoopies. Fritos are just scoopies.
maybe a little bit of an angle to it, but now it's just
Sometimes
they're all
they'll
made.
have they'll be a little twist sometimes, but it's still a
Mhm.
scoop, a little baby scoop.
They know what they're doing. They know what they
Yeah.
had. Said fuck it, make all of them scoops.
Yeah.
They're just a little too salty. Kind of like
Yeah,
bugles. They're a little too salty.
I feel like most, because I'm an old man shaking my cane to the sky, most snacks are too salty these days. And most candies too sweet.
With all the health shit, like how they've ruined cereal, you would think the chips would be like, all right, there's a little bit less sodium, but they don't tell you about it, like they did with the
Oh,
cereal, and I'd be fine with that. A little bit less salt, and
yeah.
some candies a little less sugar.
Yeah, like I like these Raisinets, and I had to get the milk chocolate kind because they didn't have the dark chocolate kind at Target.
Mm,
Bummer. I like
fine, fine with both.
I like sprinkling the Raisinets on my popcorn when I watch movies.
And, well, we don't have to talk about that film director. That was an old one. I just threw it
How
in
old
there
was
because
that?
we had maybe a month and a half. Oh, May
Huh.
19th. A month. So it would have been like 2 episodes before.
Ah.
But yeah, I don't even remember why it happened, but that's fucked up.
Oh, I think we should do the NPR article about the squids, the fire squids.
Oh yeah. That is part of the title, the death penalty stuff. All right, so for those of you who don't know, companies that make the I don't know, medicines, components
Medicine in
of
large air quotes.
the components that go into the lethal injection are like, after all these years, it's kind of fucked up that you're killing people with the stuff we make. We don't want you doing it. We're not selling it to you anymore. So, uh, I don't know what the correctional departments. At this point, they're not really correcting anything, and they're just ending it all right there. The law department, I don't know,
murder,
justice,
murder, murder factories.
the murder factory prisons, which is actually not in the. When people imagine it, they think it's. All right, it's just this section of a regular prison. It's not. It's a different facility altogether where you go to die. It's the human slaughterhouse. When they're there, they're running out, or if not, they have already run out of the chemicals, the concoction, the killer cocktail. So it's gotten to the point where, especially in the South, I mean, it's pretty much the only place they kill anyone anymore. Thank God for the South.
Yeah,
Killing all these people.
without us, we'd still have all these alive people. What a shame
Which,
that would be.
in my mind, I think it's much more of a punishment to be alive in prison forever. And even so, a little bit more fucked up because it's gonna mess with your head that you're there forever. You're never gonna be free. And the way to really torture someone is you fuck up their head
I think spiders.
or
Should
throw
find
them in a room full of spiders. Gross.
Yeah, we should find a kind of spider that doesn't bite nobody. They just have to live with spiders. They're not ever gonna get bit or nothing. They just have to live in a room full of spiders.
No, no, no. It pretends it rears up like it's gonna bite, but you never know if it is or isn't. They don't tell you it's not that kind.
Yeah, just spider. You just once a week you have to be in the spider room, but they don't
So
tell you when or for how long you'll be in the spider room.
people are saying even just the 24-hour isolation is fucked up.
Yeah, if you go into
And
solitary for 24 hours, it literally traumatizes you for the rest of your life.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think prison in general, the way we do that, and it's fucked up, man.
Yeah, the whole part of the name is correctional facility, and in many instances, I will say more than 90%. It's not about corrections. It's not about rehabilitation. It's not about getting you out back into the world after you've done your time.
It's not even about punishment.
It's about money.
It's about that prison labor. And do you understand, as a convicted felon, we're forced to pay you 13 cents an hour?
They still make license plates too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still make a lot of shit.
They don't tell you. Everyone knows about the license plates, but there's a lot more shit that they force them to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can't buy the drugs, the cocktails, and so it's gotten to the point where the states have decided, how do you want to die? They have literally asked people, how do you want to die? We can't inject you, which is supposed to be the most humane way. Let's see. 8 states allow electrocution. Let's just say they're all in the South, which is entirely accurate. Lethal gas is permitted for executions in 7 states. After some
I'm
botched
sorry.
execution.
I'm sorry. What?
One of them isn't.
Did you lethal gas?
They still gas people. I don't know what it is. It
How
could
are
be
we not the
Zyklon
bad
B, I don't know.
guys? Yeah. Yeah, we've run out of murder juice, so we're gonna have to fucking Holocaust you. Good luck.
Let's see. It just says where you drop a pill and the gas vaporizes. What did the Nazis do? I don't know. Did they drop something and it vaporized? And then you breathe that in and you die. And
New Hampshire's the only state that allows hanging still.
It's the easiest one.
And then you will be hung by the neck until dead.
Yeah, they need to clarify.
And it's the most humane for the victims' families. That hanging's fucked up. That's no way to kill somebody.
I mean, I've watched Hussein when he was hung, and his shit popped out through the skin. But it's quick. All you need is a rope and something high to tie it to.
It can be quick.
Yeah, it can if you do it right. If you have no slack, and or not no slack, but enough slack where they're not gonna land.
Yeah.
And they need to travel far enough for it to be speedy, and then crack. Otherwise, if it's just tight and it's not too much slack and not too little,
you're gonna be dangling there for 3 or 4 minutes with your eyes popping out of your head. Your tongue's gonna be fucking huge. It's gross.
Uh-huh.
It's disgusting.
It's just the reddest eyes. And then there are firing squads.
That's if I had to choose a method of execution, I'd want firing squad. No hood though. I'd want blindfold and a cigarette. That's how I'd want to go.
The way they portray it in movies and shit.
Yeah,
That's yeah, that'd
and
be badass.
historical photos as well.
But I think only sometimes they did that. Let's see.
Executive Director Frank Knack of the ACLU said, "Let's not kid ourselves. This bill is about finding a new way to restart executions within a racist, arbitrary, and error prone system. We cannot divorce the method of execution from the system itself. If it is unconscionable that our lawmakers. Oh, no, it's not F. Sorry. It is unconscionable that our lawmakers are trying to pretend otherwise."
One more thing about the firing squad.
Hmm.
Oh, also about just lethal injection, like this article is about. It can't be anyone who's medically trained that gives it to you because it goes against the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
So these are just regular ass prison employees. And I don't know if they know how to do it. I'm assuming they just do it how they imagine it should be done.
I mean, they can't keep Epstein alive. I'm fairly certain they can't figure out how to put a juice in a vein.
And the firing squads, it's let's see. If there are five sharpshooters, four have live ammo, one has a blank, and he doesn't. No one knows. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
say he. These are gonna be all dudes doing this because they're all volunteers.
Yeah.
He doesn't know he has a blank, so nobody knows who has it and who doesn't have it.
So they all get to go home at night thinking they didn't just murder somebody.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they tell him. I think it's one in the head, and then another one, or no, the other ones have to aim at the heart.
Oh man, but if you're the guy who aims at the head and you have the blank, you know you didn't do
Yeah.
it.
Maybe it's just like fire and don't look. Don't look. You don't
I mean,
know.
that's what I usually do when I go to the range. Ah!
Oh man. But yeah, I would pick firing squad. Fuck
I
it.
would pick let's not murder people even if they did something fucked up.
I don't know. I would have to be. I don't want to, but I would have to be put in that situation to see what I would go with. At this point, I couldn't say who to go with.
I'm so fucking petty and dramatic. I'd want it to be firing squad.
Do it, bitch.
Yeah. What is it that fucking
Do it, bitch.
what is it that Chase said when they went to fucking murder him? He's like, "Fine, kill me, you coward. I'm just a man."
But with a Cuban accent or in Spanish, I don't know what he said.
He said that.
Talking
I don't
about
know what.
Cuba.
Oh, kill me, you coward. I am only a man. Nasty way to go. You know what I think we should bring back? If we're going to keep the death penalty around, which it seems like we are because we're fucking morons,
Mm.
we should just every year we get all the death row inmates, gladiator style combat arena to the death tournament, and the winner goes free.
This killer
Fight.
was once again killed. Goes free.
Yeah, but it's like a fight to the, it's like round one. You get an actual sword.
Yeah, I guess if we're sending him back, probably one last arm or leg.
Yeah, no, nobody's gonna win. Are you kidding?
Yeah, in the end, really, no one wins.
Yeah, and then the last round, if you beat all the other people, bare knuckle box a grizzly bear. If you can kill a bear with your bare hands, you deserve to be reintegrated back into society. Fucking Hugh Glass that shit.
Let's make it a little harder and let's make them bare knuckle a polar bear, which they're probably gonna wind up dying anyway. You can't beat a fucking polar bear.
You're gonna fight a lion. You get nothing.
I didn't read this one, but I added it because fuck robots.
Ooh,
And it's an article from the dad, so I don't know. It's probably jokey, and it's from January, this January.
grain of salt on this one, yeah.
Yeah, eventually, we won't be able to stop the computers.
I
Look,
mean,
computers are
just
everywhere. We're on
unplug it.
computers right now.
We have a global chip shortage because people can't not have a fucking iPad built into their refrigerator.
Yep. And that is kind of the fridge I want. That Samsung fridge. It's got like an Android tablet built into it.
You know what else? What else works great to make sure you have all your groceries? A whiteboard on your fridge.
No, I want. No, you know what? I want a fridge. I don't know if they probably do make this. It's like the electric panel that's frosted,
Yeah,
and you touch it and it unfrosts.
they
I
do.
would
They do
like
make
that for
that.
the
Yeah.
fridge. I would like that for the fridge. It's probably an
Yeah.
expensive
Then,
ass fridge.
but Renee, then how are you going to yell at your kids for having the fridge door open all the goddamn time?
Oh, that's true. Right now they're leaving the back door open. Like, stop it! The air's on.
Are
I'm
they
not
bad?
trying to. I'm not trying to cool the whole world.
Random aside. Speaking of back doors, rewatched on Friday the 2001 pre 9/11. It was a simpler time. Josie and the Pussycats movie.
Okay,
It's fucking great.
never
It's good
watched
shit.
it.
One of the songs that the boy band sings is "Backdoor Lover." It's about yeah, it's great.
Uh, isn't one of the girls still famous right now? Or are
Yeah,
they all
Rosario
famous?
Dawson.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, yeah. Tara Reid was in it too. She got the short end of the shrift with that whole.
Remember when she got her boobs done and it was the weirdest boob job ever?
Yeah, and then everyone like fucking harassed her and just vilified her the rest of her life over it. That was worth it.
It was. I think at that point she still had her pretty face, just the weird boobs. But her in American Pie around that time, just the cutest girl.
Yeah, she's so cute. But what? Oh, I think my dog wants in. Hold on.
He has to turn off his camera because he's gonna go kick his dog. Shut up, dog. Again, again, Eddie Murphy's. I don't think it's in Raw or anything. It's just his regular stand-up. He has an old joke of when they got a dog and his dad didn't like the dog. Like, you know, Eddie, you know what I do when I'm around alone with the dog, Eddie? I kick the motherfucker. And I know when we got our dog so many years ago, my dad was not saying he was going to do that, but he was of that mentality of like, this is your dog, you're going to take care of it. And he would say that, like, if you don't take care of it, we're just going to get rid of the dog. He never
Like get
said,
rid of it like the mob gets rid of things,
Yeah.
or hey, if you don't take care of your dog, we're gonna take care of it.
So my dad being all big and bad, like, we're just gonna get rid of it. You don't take care of it. If you don't walk it and feed it and do all that stuff. Yeah, it started out like that. I would walk him, I would feed him, give him baths, and eventually,
And then Dad fell in love with the dog.
eventually it was just my dad giving the dog a walk, giving my gator a walk every morning. Like, I would wait until I got back from school, because we got him back in high school, and I would give him his walk then. But my dad wound up taking him every morning, him and Gator. He would feed him. He would give him his bowl of food, and whatever it would be, some leftover arrachera or hot dogs.
Ooh. Willow is a huge fan of cheese. And she
Yeah.
likes all the same cheeses as me. Yeah, she loves manchego, which is one of my favorite cheese.
So yeah, there's robots everywhere. Everything's a robot these days. And yeah, we know we're not going to be able to stop them. But I don't think this article's true. We
Yeah,
will
I
stop
think
them.
like
Fuck computers. Not fuck computers. Fuck robots is my thing. I don't like that they keep adding bodies to these fucking AI things. And I
yeah, but
think,
how hot is the Samsung Assistant though?
oh, I just found out about that. Why? Samsung, what did you think was going to happen?
They think they were going to get some free underground marketing from Rule 34 artists.
Fuck. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but come on. You knew perverts were going to be doing this shit.
Yeah. Oh no, those perverts.
Also,
So weird of them, Rene. Those those perverts.
where's my update? Where the fuck is she? Samsung.
I'm like 3 iPhones away from the movie Her at this point. I think. Like iPhone 15. That's the one.
I haven't watched it, but I know what the hell happens.
I mean, it's no
I
Ex
think I have
Machina,
it.
but
Ex Machina. Oh my
that
god,
was a goodie.
it was
That's a
so
good
good.
fucking movie.
But fuck robots anyway.
I will say that Oscar Isaac is the least sexy he has ever been to me. Is in Ex Machina when he's got his head shaved and the big beard. He truly looks like an insane man.
Think a better look if for Apocalypse is that if that was how he looked.
Yeah. I liked him a lot in Inside Llewyn Davis. You ever see that one?
No, I just know the title.
Yeah, it's artsy fartsy. It's about a shitty musician who refuses to let himself be successful, trying to get $800 to pay for an abortion. And it's great because he's a fucking asshole the whole time. So it's just so satisfying to watch him fail.
Abortion schmushmortion.
Abortion.
Uh, let's see. What can we move on to? This is still NPR. I've never read anything from John Steinbeck, but he wrote a werewolf novel, and his estate won't allow anyone to print it.
Werewolf bar mitzvah, spooky, scary.
It's called
Boys
Murder at
Becoming
Full
Men.
Moon.
Ooh, I want to read that so much.
Just that title alone. It could just be a regular murder novel.
Yeah, that's
With
just a good title for a fucking book, Mr. Steinbeck.
This legendary American author said, fuck it, we're going to throw in werewolves.
I think that's what happened from Until Dawn. I remember watching that for the first time. Or
The
not
game?
Until Dawn, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
First time I watched that, not knowing what it was about. Halfway through the movie, I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. I was a kid when,
Spoilies, that movie. Yeah, that movie. If you haven't seen it and you don't know anything about it, do yourself a favor. Don't look it up. Just watch the original From Dusk Till Dawn.
It's,
yeah.
You know what though? It's probably gonna get given away in the description.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There might even be a picture.
And it's from like the '90s, so I don't feel too bad spoiling it. It's a crime drama, and halfway through,
no.
It's just watch it. It's just.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's not werewolves. That's all.
It's not werewolves or anything like that. But it's same like where it's like let's just throw this in halfway through.
You don't know really. When it just happens.
Yeah, I wish more movies would do like take that kind like swing big like that.
Yeah,
because that was like you don't see that shit kind of shit.
I was maybe it was before 2000. So I was around 10, I guess. Maybe 9 or 10. And my cousin had it. An older cousin. And he was big into, I don't know if he still is, but at the time he had his DVD, which that, at the time was super expensive, DVD player.
Yeah.
And an audio setup. So he put that movie on. And the funny thing is, he didn't let his younger sister, who's actually about 2, 3 years older than me, he didn't let her watch the movie, but he let me watch it. And
Well, you're a boy.
yeah, I gotta
You
man
got
up.
that, you got that penis between your legs. You got to take care of that.
And that because of that, I love this movie to this day. From Dusk Till Dawn is amazing. And back then, I was like, this is just a fun, sweary movie with some violence at the start.
And some boobies.
And some boobies. Juliette Lewis.
And what's her name?
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, yeah. Very formative for a young man, I'm assuming.
And then the real boner starts.
Speaking of movies we watched way too young.
Also, I love vampires, and if they were real, I would definitely fuck one. That's probably because of that movie and Buffy.
Yeah. Dad, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, sorry, I'm about to reveal that you're a horrible father. When I was 8 or 9, we watched Night of the Living Dead, which is ooky spooky, but it's not gory. It's an old movie, so it's got the trappings of old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Watched it, I was like 8 or 9, which is a little too young to be watching Night of the Living Dead. Let's be fair, a little too young. And it all would have been fine if my dad, after the movie ended, didn't tell me that that really happened.
That's great.
Fucking asshole.
Hey, you know why it happened? Because they didn't eat their vegetables.
And that's why you always leave a note. So yeah, whenever I would stay at my grandparents' house. When nighttime rolled around, they lived in like an old fucking house, out in Montana, like 5 miles from town. Fucking terror. Lots of big windows because it's an old house. Terror. Yeah. The most horrifying thing in the world.
Jesus. I do want to live out in the middle of nowhere like that, but it's
the best.
Fucking zombies. They're like, there's gonna be a bunch of windows.
But here's the thing: zombies, they ain't gonna be coming out to the sticks. That ain't where all the folks are. There's no brains to nosh out there.
It's true. Because they're all hillbillies. Hey.
Did you know the toothbrush was invented in Tennessee? If it was invented anywhere else, it'd be called a teeth brush.
Published as a Steinbeck novel.
But what we're saying is published a Steinbeck novel, you fucking cowards.
We always get off track. So we're going to stay on track this time. Remember that St. Louis couple who had them guns pointed at protesters?
Yeah, you mean when they did that illegal shit and everyone was like, that's fine.
And the bitch had fucking mustard on her shirt.
I find that the most compelling part of the journey is that she had mustard on her shirt, because it really humanizes her as a character. Here's the person that we can clearly see is flawed.
We can connect with this crazy bitch.
Yeah, I empathize with you because of your mustard stain.
You fucking pig. So the man, I forget his name, Mark McCloskey. Shit.
That's a fake name. That's an 80s action movie character. McCloskey, get in here.
Shit, why is that up? No, stop it. Let's see. Okay, the buttons are ready. So Mark McCloskey, who wound up being indicted for
there we go.
A weapon. He has now filed paperwork with the federal officials declaring his candidacy for a U.S. Senate seat.
Wow.
So everybody get out and vote. Put this man in a Senate seat.
Put this man in office. He's just what America needs.
He needs to be pointing guns at AOC and the whole squad.
Yeah, just
I
Oh
don't
boy,
like.
howdy.
I don't like the squad, but I don't want this man in any Senate seat. I don't care if it's just for regular state.
Yeah.
I don't want this man anywhere in any kind of office. With governor, lieutenant governor, mayor, alderman, none of that shit.
Maybe alderman would be fine.
No, comptroller maybe. I don't know what
County
they
comptroller. I think that traffic.
do. I don't know. You're thinking of traffic controller.
Fuck does a comptroller do?
No, don't look it up. Don't look it up. I've not known ever, and I will never know. I just know one day I will.
Wow, it's even more. It's
Comptroller.
even more boring than the boring name implies.
Give it to me.
King of the accountants.
Oh my god.
They're basically the CFO of a public entity.
It's just number crunching.
You number crunching crumb nuncher.
Comptroller sounds stupid, but it sounds better than just an accountant.
Supreme accountant.
The accountant supreme, my comptroller.
Not accounting for taste.
So for McCloskey here, when it comes to his hate, I want him to share it with everyone. And I want to tell him this.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Give everyone that hate.
We can't be letting the liberal media tell us how to think and feel. If you got hate in your heart, you got to let it out. White power.
If you're watching Will and Grace and you think there's something wrong with Will or you, what did he say?
I don't remember.
Damn it. I love that show.
That was so good.
Oh, if you don't like Will and Grace, then don't mean there's something wrong with you. It means there's something wrong with Will. He's a homosexual. Speaking of homosexuals, it is Pride Month, my dudes. I don't have a soundbite for that, but I should.
Gay.
Oh, I do have that.
There we go.
Do I? I think I do. Yeah, it's in my dumb folder.
Gay. There we go. Nice.
Pride Month, baby.
Winger's going home alone. Gay.
So I saw this memer. I think I'm gonna be able to pull it up. I will be able to use that.
Nice.
I'll type it in. It is part of the title too, so I gotta bring it up. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
I just want to let you know when I said I was gonna pull up that email, I went to type Gmail into the web browser, but I typed Jamie instead. Jamie, pull that up.
Open the booth. I need you to pull that up.
Did you know Joe Rogan's 5'3"?
Oh, he is not.
Yep.
Fuck you. No, we gotta get off of Pride. Joe
not.
Rogan height.
Supposedly he's 5'7".
5'7".
I don't think he's 5'7".
Here it says 5'9".
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're looking it up on Google. I'm looking it up on Bing. Let's bring it together. He's 5'6".
Yeah. The reason I
5'6" to 5'8".
the reason I bring that up is that someone in NLA, someone did one of those skywriting things and they proposed to their fiance, which is really cute. Will you marry me, Molly Pratt? Adorable.
Uh-huh.
And then it said, so how it went down. Will you marry me, Molly Pratt? Second skywritten message. She said yes. I love you more than anything. Excited to spend my life with you. Until death do us part. Joe Rogan is literally 5'3".
Oh, fuck. Okay, I gotta look up somebody on Facebook because I can't find this picture. Here we go. Click that picture. I don't want people's names to show up, but this is more the the public posting and not his posting.
Mm.
So that's fine. Not that he wouldn't want to be out there, because he is out there. But let's use this Logitech. Page 2. See how they circle demon?
Ooh.
In Pride Month.
Pride? No, it's Prid Demon.
So that's why in the title of this episode, I think I put gays are demonic or something. Or pride is demonic.
I think demonic gaze.
Yeah, demonic
Birds,
gays.
Death penalty, demonic gaze.
We're not quite at birds, but bunch of demons. And I was like, yeah, bunch of semen demons.
Semen demon. I gotta know, Renee. Where on Eileen? Thank you.
Come on, Eileen, huh?
Come on, Eileen.
Well, Garrison, see, it depends. How am I doing, Eileen? Is she on her back? Is she on all fours? Is it a handy? Is she blowing me? Is it a foot job?
You're asking the wrong questions.
What if I just came off to the side and just said, "Fuck Eileen, I'm coming where I want to come."
Yeah.
It's really over here. Whatever happened to Delilah?
Yeah, what is it like in New York City? We never found out.
We need some sequels to these songs.
I just want a sequel to Mr. Brightside where
I've never watched Montero.
Okay.
I've just seen the gif of it, and I think he said he wanted to change his name too because of the reference to Nas. He wants to have his own flavor, but God bless you, Lil Nas X, for just being like, fuck it. You want to talk shit and tell gay people that they're going to hell, and then he makes a video about gay people
going to hell and
and just fucking twerking on the devil, and then you want to bitch about it. Don't say that they're going to hell.
The issue here, Renee, is that they're dumb assholes who are dumb idiots who believe and think stupid things, and they say those dumb beliefs to other dumb idiots who also think and believe these same stupid things.
What I want to know is, where's the straight Pride Month?
Yeah, I think it's called July through May.
Every other month. Yeah, where's my White Pride Heritage Month?
I mean, we give you St. Patrick's Day. You want more than that? Like, come on. Fuck off, Whitey.
See, anyone who says shit like that doesn't realize that you're making it about just your whiteness, as opposed to, again, you get St. Patrick's Day, and then all the other little shit that, well, at this point it's there, but you yourself have given up on anything related to being German.
Yeah. Well, to
Polish,
be fair, though, German a little bit of German culture goes a long way.
There's Oktoberfest. That's
true.
German. If you're German, there's your time. Oktoberfest. If you're Polish, you got Borsky Day and all kinds of other probably Catholic shit.
If you're Christian, you get every Sunday. Your fucking Chick-fil-A is closed, but
because Jesus wouldn't want you eating chicken on Sunday.
Well, yeah, the chicken's gay, so they just don't want anyone to put cocks in their mouth on Sunday. Thank you, folks. Chicken jokes.
No one eats the rooster, Garrison. It's a
I do.
thought out joke. It probably doesn't taste as good because it's not pumped full of hormones.
Wait, do you have a you have a soundbite for hormones?
Oh, wait, I do. I just added it. That was it.
Nothing happened.
No?
No, nothing happened.
You're not hearing that
No.
one? Fuck. What about this one? Because it shows up on the auto levels.
Baba Booey.
There we go. I heard that one. Baba Booey. Anyways, the joke I was making was that
The Morning Zoo Crew, everybody.
we are the world's greatest drive time radio podcast when no one's going to work.
I don't have a fart. Do I have a fart? I don't think I do.
Wait, hold on. We need our drive time radio show names. Hey, I've got that same hat you've got hanging up in the middle. Nice.
Well, it's got to be Mailman and the something. You got to be an animal.
Mailman and the Dirt Pipe Milkshake. No, I don't know. Dirty.
Just, I got a goose sound, so it's Mailman and the Goose in the morning.
Honk. You know what? I think it might be playing on the stream. Yeah, it's playing on the stream. I just can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! Where did we leave off?
Fucking no.
It's gonna be a big episode, Garrison. There's so much shit we can't fuck around. We went through that. Marjorie Taylor Greene is stupid. But I do have something about AOC, but it's not MTG. Let's see. I could save that one for Father's Day. The child support one.
Child support.
That's the last one in the list.
Wait, is it Father's Day?
No, next week.
Oh, good, because I forgot to have a dad. Oh, I did see a card. I did see a card at Target that I'm going to go back and buy this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just read what it said because it's fine. It was in the From Dad to Daughter section of the cards. It's like a little trophy. It looks like, like you won the cup.
Mm-hmm. And
it says Daddy of the Year 2021. Daddy of the Year, folks.
Let's get into a little bit more of the politics. Staying the course with politics and McCloskey. AOC wound up posting something on the Twitters saying that her grandmother's, her abuela's home in Puerto Rico has been ravaged. And it was by Hurricane Maria back in, what was it, 2017? I don't know, 2020 fucked up time.
2017.
Yeah, okay, 2017. And so our friends, friends of the show, Daily Caller, Matt Walsh wound up setting up a GoFundMe to send money to said abuela.
All right, who's Matt Walsh? I always forget.
I think that's Beard Man, the beard guy that we liked.
Was he doing it as a bit?
At this point, it could have been a bit. It could have been just just a fuck you. Watch us raise this money that you're saying is not available to your abuela.
Mm-hmm.
And they wound up raising over $100,000 in less than a day, in 10 hours. And then GoFundMe sent him a message saying that it was rejected. Not by the abuela, but someone else in the family on her behalf without her having any input on it. And AOC wound up saying, I don't want to just use this money to help my abuela, just the one person.
Yeah. Quote, my abuela is okay, but instead of only caring for mine and letting others suffer, I'm calling to attention the systemic injustices you seem totally fine with in having a U.S. colony.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a reasonable response.
Somewhat, because I know that but they both disagree with each other, but accepting the money and distributing it amongst everybody in the area who has been screwed over by the local Puerto Rican government and the federal government, why not do that?
I think
they're in desperate need of help, and their own governments are just fucking them over and saying, no, I know there's a bunch of money here.
Oh, he did it as a reading his quote later in the article. He definitely did it as a fuck you, to be like, hey, systemic racism doesn't exist because I raised $100,000.
For sure, he did it as a fuck you, but also at the same time, it's like, fuck you too. Now these people are gonna get money that they're in need of, so your fuck you wound up helping people, despite you thinking it was just ironic.
Yeah, I see both takes. In this situation, I don't know. I think it was a good opportunity to.
I would have preferred if they did it and not said shit, like any kind of like ironic or spiteful shit. Like, just do it and have it happen, and don't be like, hey, OC, we fixed your problem for you. Just be like, we're here to help. But of course, everybody has to, throw in their little fucking sound bites and shit like that. As like his whole focus wound up being, all right, everybody who's on my side, you're all gonna be on my side, as opposed to showing people who aren't on your side, hey, we're not complete.
This could have been a great opportunity to reach across the aisle. But instead, it turned into a fucking petty pissing match,
and also on AOC's part, like she's the one who's always saying, I want to work with you. Those who are opposed, and then always winds up being like, I don't want to work with you.
I think one important thing though is it's disingenuous to try and work with people or reach across the aisle with people who are operating in bad faith, because that just sets a super negative precedent for the rest of the reaching across the aisle kind of stuff. Okay. If you're gonna be a fucking dick and a cunt and just be horrible and be mean, like, sure, I can work with you, but why? Why set the precedent that behavior is okay? To be petty and vindictive and raise a bunch of money to say you're a bad person? Why would you want to accept that money? Okay. So that's, feel like where she's coming from. Obviously, she's a politician, so she's got to operate within that framework. And again, the way the way he talks about it, it's basically saying, well, if you couldn't do this, and she said in her post, like, she's fine now. Like, this would have been helpful in 2017 when it mattered, but you're 4 years too late.
True.
Is I think the point.
But also, it's not like she doesn't make any fucking money.
And that's the thing. Like, she I'm guessing that they also rejected the money because she said, my abuela's fine now. Like, she got sick, but she's not living in a shack.
I don't think it was Trump who blocked the relief money. It's the local government who turns out is really fucking corrupt. And they've been around and corrupt
No, Biden had to in April released the funds for the Puerto Rican storm aid. So it was 4 years after the hurricane they're starting to get the aid.
We're starting to get the AIDS.
Yeah, so I think knowing that, I think it sounds like the point she was trying to make was the point she's trying to make makes sense, where it's like, yeah, we can maybe as individual contributors in your petty fucked up game raise some money for my abuela, but that's not the point. She can afford to help her abuela, but she's also a congressperson. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. It's a very complicated situation. I don't have any correct. I don't think anybody.
It's all right. Everyone's, doing shit.
All tied up in ego and.
Yeah, it's all dick waving. But her weird tweet here, and Matt Walsh wound up tweeting at her, you live in luxury while allowing your own grandmother to suffer. And then she says, you don't even have a concept for the role that firstborn daughters play in their families. And then he does call that out, and she's not firstborn. Like, you're Puerto Rican, your family's Puerto Rican, your dad was born in the U.S.
I don't think she was referring to herself as the firstborn.
But she's referring to state that.
Yeah,
because she doesn't fall under that. So you yourself don't know what that's like.
Well, I mean, if your mom is that person and your dad is that person.
Is she? I thought they were both Puerto Rican.
Her mom's Puerto Rican. Her dad is Puerto Rican, but he was born in the Bronx.
But even so, her mom's still a U.S. citizen because she's born in Puerto Rico.
That's true.
So it's like,
but again, Puerto Rico is not really part of the United States. It's a colony.
You still get, other than voting in federal elections, pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much isn't the same thing.
They're like the stepchild. They're there. They're helped out. They're cared about, but not.
You're not really my kid.
Yeah. In the end, there's still that, in the back of their head. You're not really my kid. I love you, but you're not my kid. I love you like you were my kid, but not you are my kid, and ignoring all the other shit. Not everybody's like that, but the United States is like that.
The United States is certainly like that. Yeah, like the U.S. Virgin Islands. Like, yeah, it's
Samoa,
Guam,
and
colonies of the American Empire.
I want to say, and it's probably incorrect, but I think Guam is super, super, like, they pretty much everyone. It's almost like the way Israel or a lot of those countries are, like, where everyone signs up to be in the military. As you don't have to, though, because it's Guam, but everybody does it anyway because that's how dedicated they are. And then the U.S. is just like, again, you're the stepchild. You're there. We love you, but not.
Shut the fuck up. Get out. Shut up, Guam.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I've ever. I mean, not that I've met a lot of people from Guam, but the people I have met, everyone was either already in the military, planning to go to the military, or and everybody in their family, or at least all the men in their family, have been in the military. Usually Marines. So there we go. We both agreed and disagreed with AOC.
Yep. It's almost like these situations have a lot of nuance and nothing.
I think more on my part agreed with Matt Walsh, and then a little disagreed. It's just how we are.
Yeah, I just think
just do it and shut up, fucking Daily Wire people.
Yeah, like that. If you want to prove a point, don't say anything. That makes a much bigger point than being like, look at me, I'm making a point over here. Like, like if you just shut the fuck up, like I'd be 100% on board with you doing that. Yes.
The real big dick energy move would have just been give the money, raise the money, shut up.
Don't do it on a platform. go to AOC privately and say, we would like to help you.
And
because if that's not what you're doing, you don't actually want to help.
right.
You're just wielding someone's poor grandma as a fucking political weapon against them.
There's I was hoping it would show up if I put it on an actual browser. There's I guess we're kind of staying in politics here. There was a woman caught on video plowing over Northwest Side couple's yard. They say criticism of Alderman James Gardner made them target. So there was I feel like I've seen this last name, the victim's name. The Peter Chonika, I think is Polish. I could be wrong. Polish people. Just some of these names, man. Whatever happened to classic Wisniewski's?
Zablowski's, Sonskia, Koslov.
So Jonika, Pete, I'll just call him Pete. Pete had some crazy lady, drive up onto his lawn, and they caught her on camera saying something. Oh, the woman is heard saying Pete. She mentioned my name a couple of times. So she knew who she was after. She knew where she was. She knew what she was doing. She drove the SUV back and forth on the lawn, fucked it up, and just 7 hours earlier, Pete's wife saw someone in the same SUV drive by the house and yelled,
with the same license plate.
Same license plate. You tell your husband to leave the alderman alone! Because Pete and his wife have been in contact publicly with the alderman because they own an apartment building that's also, they say Portage, I think they say Portage Park. But they filed their police report with Jefferson Park District. So I'm assuming if I had seen the footage, which I can't find anywhere, that it would be in a neighborhood I've delivered mail to back when I was up in Jefferson Park. And I'd be able to tell you exactly what block it was, but they don't mention it. And the apartment building that they own is on, I think, the 4400 block of La Crosse, which would be Route 10. And it's not linked in this article. I actually had to look it up. Oh, no, wait. It is linked. It's right here. And
an update now on a story we first told you about last night at 10. It's getting a...
So they have this apartment building, and the issue with the alderman that they've had is that he won't give them parking permits for a building that already existed before the requirement of parking permits came up. So now anyone who lives in that building can't park on that block on 4400 La Crosse or on Montrose, which is a much bigger, much busier street. And they have to park like 2 blocks away. So they're just trying to help out their own residents. And he said no. So them criticizing him because he has given what his decision for it was that he said he said he just can't make any exceptions, but he has given exceptions for parking permits to 2 other addresses on the same block. So whatever reason he has against them,
so he's a liar.
I guess just that they're vocal about it, that he's not trying to help them out.
Yeah, there's other fucking people parking on that block. You can see it in the fucking newsreel.
And I've delivered to that apartment building. I do remember it. I don't know if the same carrier is still on that route. They used to say that she would. She's really, really tiny too. They used to say that she would have the mail in one hand and have a sandwich in the other. Because she just would not stop fucking working. She's one of those people who just kept building up leave and never used it. So she would pick her weeks when we would be asked to pick for vacation, and she would never take it. She would wind up canceling it. And they would be like, Ruthie, take your fucking vacation. And at one point,
I can't. I'm too busy.
At one
That's
point,
what I imagine Ruthie sounds like.
She fell and got hurt. And the stupid thing is, at the time, I was safety captain. They didn't fucking call me. They didn't tell me anything. Because this is something I should know. I should be taking notes on this. They sent her out to the doctor. She hit her head. She was bleeding. She had a big cut on it. And I came back. I think another employee, like a fellow carrier, called me and told me. And it was at this point, it was like the end of the day. Like, I don't know how they found out before I did. So I had maybe a block left. I came back and checked her out because they had just had her sitting there. And she went to the doctor, got stitched up, came back to her route, delivered her route, and then came back again because I think she tore one and she was bleeding again when I got back there. So her bandage was all bloody and shit. And I was like, no, Ruthie, you're not going back out there to deliver. You don't have to listen to them. You were bleeding again. And then we called her an ambulance. Hospital.
Yeah.
Because she would not have gone back to a hospital. Like, Ruthie, I don't want you out. And it was hot. Like, I don't want you out there bleeding out and dying. Because for some reason you think that they're going to fire you because you're dying out there.
Yeah.
Fuck the mail. Go get cleaned up. Get this shit done right. And then stay home for however long the doctors tell you to stay home until they take the fucking stitches out. And I think she was gone for maybe like 2-3 weeks at that point. Like, finally you fucking listened, Ruthie.
Oh boy, old people.
So yeah, that this still falls under the Jefferson Park Carrier Annex delivery zone, even though it says Portage Park. Jefferson Park is really weird. Like, there's the section that's actually officially Jefferson Park, but we would deliver, Portage, Mayfair, I think it was, and something. What's the other one that I was in? Forest Glen. And yeah, I don't have the picture up, but I don't really want to show it. And not that it shows anything. I was going through a bunch of old pictures that I had on my phone. I was trying to find something I brought up. And once I started looking through, I was like, I don't remember what the fuck I brought up, and I don't want to watch the episode again. But I had said that it's probably in some old Google Drive. And whatever that was, I didn't find it because nothing clicked in my head. But I did find a picture that I took of a school. Because a lot of school here, I'm guessing, were probably factories before they became public schools. So they have smokestacks. And I had a picture of that. And I was like, this is on route. Let me think. The side that I took it from was Route 27.
Ooh.
And I hadn't been on Route 27 at this point in, let's see, like 7 years. So I knew it. I don't see the front of the school, so I couldn't figure out what fucking school it was. And now, if you look up that school from that angle, there's a building there. There wasn't a building there 7 years ago. So I still knew.
And a whole ass new building.
I looked at that because there's another school that I delivered to that also had a smokestack, so it could have been that one. But like, the building's way in the back that I can just barely see. I think that is one of those streets that ends because it's the parking lot there, and I think that's on Route 28. And I confirmed everything. The building's there in the way where there was cars in the lot. But I knew that shit. And then even better than that one was even less information. Because I took pictures of ducks on the
Whack.
front path to the house. You can't see the number on the house. All you can see is the stairs. And the stairs are painted white, and at the bottom, they're a little crooked.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's on fucking Route 19. I'm not gonna say the street. Well, I guess I could. I'm not gonna say the exact number. That's on the 5,000 block of Catalpa. And it was.
Ooh.
Just by the
Okay.
fucking stairs. You know what really gave it away though? Was the ducks. Because that's Forest Glen right there, and there's just a lot of animals walking around. Because it's all trees and shit. Sometimes like I've seen a deer, I've seen a fox. And I don't remember what fucking picture I said I was gonna look up. And there's another one I know I want to find, but I can't find it. It was a brick, and this was on 5200 Lacrosse. So still Forest Glen, like pretty much around the corner from where the ducks were. There was a brick on somebody's porch with a note attached to it.
Okay.
And it said something like, don't ever let your son talk to my daughter, or your daughter talk to my son. I don't know what it was. But something like that. Like, I don't want them coming near here or something. There was no broken window, so they didn't throw it at the house. They just left it there as a, hey, if you don't, I guess we're gonna throw a brick at your house.
Oof.
But I didn't touch it. I just took a picture of it and walked away. Okay.
Woof.
I feel like I think I kind of know what house it was. I do. I can picture the house. I can't picture the number.
Tell me.
But there was a teenage girl there.
Mhm.
I think they were Filipino. And they had an older sister who was more well behaved, whereas the younger daughter was she's a teenager in high school and a little wild. As I've seen her walking around with the guy, and I know the guy too, the dorky little wannabe thug, and it's probably because of him, because eventually there started coming in letters, and whenever there's a letter and someone's name and then a bunch of numbers after that, it means they're in a correctional facility, because that is their ID number. And even more so, if there's a really, really nice drawing on it, that's how you know it's from a prisoner. So I think he wound up going to juvie, and that was what it's about. I don't want your daughter hanging out with my son, and they're probably trying to blame her on him going to prison or juvie.
Oh, that's fucked up. Those poor kids. I tell you what, man. People. That doesn't matter. Who cares?
That wasn't the duck. The birds that I want to talk about was not the ducks. I feel like I had something else. Okay, here come the birds. There was a fire truck that broke down
Okay.
in Addison, Illinois. Illinois.
You want to try that? You want to take another pass at that one?
In Addison, Illinois. It reminds me of basketball player Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Keep saying the name.
Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, don't think about it. If you think about it, you're gonna say it fine.
I can feel it coming.
It's gonna be a Russell Westbrook.
It's
It's the only reason I hate him is because of his fucking name.
You fucking name.
Russell Westbrook. So Russell Westbrook knocked over
Who?
knocked over this truck. No, so a truck that was delivering 14,000 chickens broke down on the road 4 days ago, and it was really hot. And seeing that it's not a big city, the firefighters came out and dealt with it, and they hosed down these poor chickens in this truck.
Oh, that's nice of them.
And one of the firefighters said, "Things happen in Chicago. Out here in
It's
Addison,
the Chicago way.
we save chickens."
Renee, it's the Chicago way.
They were trying to use the garden hose to keep them cool. That's all they had. So he did all the right things. He just didn't have all the right tools.
That's cool. That's fucking bro move on the way to go.
After the truck broke down along I-90, the 14,000 chickens crossed the road to a nearby mechanic shop.
I'm sorry, why did the 14,000 chickens cross the road?
So they wouldn't overheat.
Hey, Renee, why did 14,000 chickens cross the road?
They wanted to see
To get to the other side. To get to the other side. To get to the other side.
They wanted to see a hot-ass fireman come out there and hose them down, baby.
Yeah. With his big old hose.
They cooled off the birds, they offloaded them, kept them in the shade, waiting for another truck to pick them up. How amazing are fucking firefighters. Last month, Addison firefighters rescued a family of ducklings from a storm drain.
Damn.
All while looking sexy as fuck. Thinking that Siri wants me to be a fireman. I'm almost at the point where I could age out and can't be a fireman. But there are times where I just look so goddamn handsome. And it's like,
That's all the time. Shut up.
Is it? Okay, thank you. Am I wasting this handsomeness on being a mailman? I don't know.
Here comes the mailman. He's got an enormous package to give to you.
Hey, somebody order a big package. I got one for you, you bitch.
All right, there. What's his name? Aaron Paul. Bitch.
So the Big Bird story here, and it's not about Big Bird.
Big Bird. He's iron tough.
And then we got to do a video game story.
Ooh, video games.
So this is I don't know if you've heard of the McCormick Place Convention Center.
No.
In Chicago. It's where we have all kinds of big events. The auto show, it's the only one I've been to at the McCormick Place. I've had no other reason to go over there.
Oh yeah, I know. Yes, I know what you're talking about now. Yes, continue. Sorry.
So they're showing that when it's night out, on nights when half of the windows at McCormick Place are dark, there are 11 times fewer bird collisions because it's all glass. But just from the headline, up to 200 birds a night die crashing into the windows.
That's so many birds.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? That's a lot of fucking birds.
The fuck is that?
Imagine you're the part of the cleanup crew every morning. 200
Jesus
fucking birds.
Christ. 200 fucking birds.
Oh, here.
That's
they sometimes
so many.
find no birds, but there have been days where they found up to 200, which means they found up to 200 more than once.
Some days, we find 200 birds.
100 is a lot. 150.
Seven is a lot of birds.
Even that's gross. 10 birds, 200 fucking birds. That's disgusting.
Jesus Christ.
So there is a program in the city called the Lights Out program, which requires buildings' external lights to be turned off during peak migration. because
Good.
gross shit like this happens.
Yeah. Good.
We can save birds by simply turning off lights during a handful of high-risk days each spring and fall.
Also, how about just why do we spend so much? How many billions of dollars do you think the United States collectively spends on lighting empty buildings a year?
Fuck ton.
Yeah, like that's so much money.
It's to show off the architecture work, okay, Garrison? They gotta get their credit.
You know what else does that really well? The sun.
They're still there in the fucking daytime for you to look at. Maybe it looks prettier with the fucking moonlight coming down on it.
Then why you lighting it up? If you turn off all the fucking lights, you can see the moonlight on it.
maybe big building, like big pharma, just big building.
Big buildings.
Maybe big building. Corporation.com.org hates birds.
Ooh, yeah, maybe they hate birds. That's probably what it is. They're like, yeah, fuck birds.
So they're killing birds? Keep the fucking lights on.
Turn it on. Kill these fucking birds.
All my life, I wanted to kill fucking birds, but I went into architecture and building
and now
management.
here you are,
and now
away
this
bird
happens.
Murder.
Now I'm gonna kill all the fucking birds. Keep the lights on, Billy.
Keep the lights on. We gotta kill the birds. Amazing.
So,
Absolutely.
I'm glad for that program because it's not because I don't want birds dying. It's just gross that they are.
Yeah, I don't hate birds.
Yeah, if birds die, they die. I mean, it's gonna happen. But it's just stop. If you can stop it in these massive gross numbers, why not?
Birds in the 100. Oh, I've got some even better gaming news. Hentai Sniper World War II is on sale for 59 cents right now.
Is it co-op? Because if it's co-op, I'll get it.
No, it's single player.
Damn it, I was assuming.
It's like a Sniper Elite, but all the Germans you're shooting are big titty bikini babies. Yeah, it's on Steam. So it's worth a look.
I do have
Sniper World War II,
thing.
folks. Ooh, man, you got so much Chicago news?
This one, we don't have to do the cop one. Cops got shot.
Okay, well, that's their job.
I mean, you know how this was an instance where, yeah, you should have been afraid for your life.
Yeah.
Because guy pulled up, guy who shouldn't have had a gun, and was walking around with a gun, and they had to go look for him again because he did some other shit. Pulled out a gun, shot a cop, shot more than one guy, actually shot 2 cops. But it was a very quick, he's like hiding it, and then pulls it out, shoots that one, and then shoots over here. Which is, in the video, you can see the cop the first cop got shot in his hand. So he drops the gun. He actually fires it because he can't control his hand at that point. And there's blood everywhere. But they censor the swearing.
Well, the swearing it's indecent.
Yeah, but show me the fucking actual violence.
Show me literally a guy die.
He didn't die.
Don't let me hear a swear. Oh, okay.
He got shot up by more than a bunch of cops, but somehow he didn't die. Maybe it's because he wasn't black or brown or anything that wasn't white.
Oh, was it a white guy and he survived?
Maybe they made sure we're just going to shoot him a bunch in the legs and, let's assume we're aiming properly and not hitting him in organs. I don't know. Maybe he's just lucky. But he got shot up.
He got shot to shit. I thought he died.
Yeah, no, he did not die.
No way that guy's alive. There's no possible way.
He's barely even moving. Like, this fucker's dead. Maybe he died. I don't know. eventually, and it's just not, they haven't updated it. But at that time, he's
There were
alive.
no survivors.
But yeah, oh well. That,
Yeah.
that is the time to shoot someone, is when they pull out a gun on you
Yeah. If someone's wielding a weapon
and has fired it at you.
yeah, return fire. Easy, Pete. That's all sorts of fucked up.
This time, I there is no, maybe they could have done something different. No, the motherfucker was already shooting.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah.
I also didn't have that story. I had it last time. The 12 and 14-year-olds who got guns and started shooting out with the people, with the police.
Why them kids got guns?
And they had they didn't give out the, I don't think they gave out the girl's name, but they gave out the boy's name. And they had a video of him at his hearing with the judge.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like the tiniest little, he's 12. He's the tiniest little kid, little baby face, little, slim little body. And he's just sitting there, and Mr., I don't remember his name, but like, let's say Billingsley. Mr. Billingsley, you are here, you're being charged with attempted, I think, murder of a police officer or something like that. Like, and he's just this tiny little.
Yeah, that's a child. Why are we treating this child like he's an adult?
I get it. He did something really fucked up. But, and this is just one of my things with labeling kids. It's like, once you've put that on them,
That's it.
no rehab is gonna fix them. Once they've got that in their mindset, I'm a criminal. It's not gonna
Failure
change.
of the American justice system.
And they're charging him. I believe they were charging him as an adult. I'm like, come on.
He's 14.
No, the girl's 14.
He's 12.
They didn't say anything about her charges or whatever. Probably the same. Probably not. Because
12-year-old child.
Even they gotta add even more to it with kids. She's female. She's not going to be charged as harshly. But either way, they should both be treated as children because they're children and charged as children.
And they should be provided with
support.
Yeah, they're children. What are you going to do? Send them to jail? Are they just going to hang out in Gen Pop with a bunch of 40-year-olds? What the fuck are you doing?
Clearly something is wrong here. Get to the root cause of it, because they didn't do it just to do it. They've been led to believe that this is something that's okay. Something's broken.
Have you ever considered just turning off the TV, sitting down with your kids, and hitting them?
That's the way. Nothing wrong with a spank. Don't beat the shit out of your kids.
Actually, there is something wrong with a spank. It's just as traumatic for children to be spanked as it is for them to get walloped.
Fine. I was spanked. I haven't had to do it, but that's a good thing. Like, maybe more than once or twice.
I don't think you've ever had to do it.
Maybe that's
I don't think anyone's ever had to hit their kid.
You know what? Maybe that's because I know how to actually be threatening.
Be a dad. Yeah.
Like,
the torture isn't what gets them. It's the threat of torture that gets them.
Yeah, it's not like I wasn't ever, under that threat. But the fact that they always went through with it kind of made it seem like, oh, well, it's going to happen. Whereas I've gone through with it, probably once each kid, maybe twice each kid, and then never done it again. So now that I just threatened and don't go through with it, it's like, I don't know, he did it before, but I don't know if he's going to do it again. So let's not fuck around and find out. Whereas if I was going to get my ass beat, I got my ass beat. So there's an Old Town Walgreens that has been dug up within the Walgreens itself. And I thought it was really cool to see.
Yeah, they're replacing some sewer pipes.
Yeah. So I'll bring that up
Seen
here
that one.
for the people.
Oh, and I'll bring up for the people as well. Here's the ad I just received for Age Sniper World War II.
Why is it on your wish list?
Because it was 99 cents. I was waiting for it to go on sale.
Oh, wow, you cheap bastard.
I'm so spoilies, I'm gonna start live streaming, but I'm only gonna stream really weird, shitty games like that. So
Okay.
I've been collecting them as they go on sale. So I've got a bunch of games like that in my library right now, and it's throwing off my recommended games list. Because I've got like these weird, like kind of jokey kind of anime games like this, but now it's suggesting me like actual like porn games. Yeah. It's like big dick futa adventures, and I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to do here, Steam.
That is what I'm
But also
trying to
nice,
do.
Thank you.
So they're digging up this Walgreens because they got to replace the old fucking sewer pipes. Or maybe it's just a failed sewer pipe and they were just built over the brick pavers from a bygone era. And I wish there were pictures from just the brick pavers.
Yeah.
Before they started tearing it out, because I love seeing that old shit. I believe I was watching a video. I think it was Tennessee. They had like a town underneath a current, like maybe Chattanooga or something.
That sounds right.
And there's just, you can see where the windows are, and what would be a doorway, and it's all just all brick, and it's like all underground, and it's like, this is amazing. I mean, it's dilapidated at this point, but like, just seeing that old timey shit, like old stairs underneath the world you live, you know, like where you think the mole people would live. And there is, have you played Arkham Knight?
I sure have.
You know how there's there's the metropolitan area,
Yeah.
like where all the really nice big buildings are.
Yeah. And then you go to the Underdark. Yeah.
But there's like shops and shit.
Yeah.
There's something like that in, I think, the Field Museum, where it's just regular museum, and then you go into what would be like old Chicago, and there's all those old shops, and you go into, and it's got the brick, the old brick, and the old gas lights.
Nice.
And then you get to like an old theater, and it's got the wooden benches, and you can watch an old movie. And I was like, this, if the world ended, I want to be in this.
Yeah.
This old-timey shit. Like, the fucking world's over. Like, why not? I'll set up shop there.
The Bandsman.
So it was, I don't know if they had to dig up this aisle. It could have been one over. But this is the sunny weather aisle, the summer aisle.
Okay.
Like, you know, right now it's gonna be your busiest aisle. Like,
yeah,
if they could have avoided that one, why didn't they? But if they could,
hold on, I gotta pee.
Let's see, what do we have left? We did talk a little bit about Vidge Games because he had his video game news. What do I have here? Okay, there's that. Something we can just throw away here. Right now, there is a shortage on semiconductor chips. So, are you trying to get a PlayStation 5? An Xbox Series? I hate that you have to differentiate.
Whatever the fuck they're called now.
Series X and S.
Xbox One X Series S.
Let's call it Series Sex.
Syracuse.
Syracuse. Vehicles. You want to get a fucking brand new truck, a car, a Nintendo Switch.
A new it took me forever to find a fucking car stereo head in stock.
Any kind of chip, they're hard to find. They're low on supply. So you're trying to buy anything that's computer or has any kind of computer components to it, it's going to be hard to find. I think the Switch is probably the easiest thing to find because it's different kinds of chips. But even so, some people do have trouble finding those. I didn't. I probably just got lucky and found them when they were available, or they finally came back in availability. So the Senate is passing a bill to try to improve this with a $52 billion infusion.
Here's the thing, though. The chip shortage isn't a money thing. It's just literally the supply chain isn't robust enough to support our chip requirements anymore.
Mm-hmm. It began, of course, like all things now, because of Corona. So people couldn't go into work, and that's where it started. Just people couldn't and shouldn't go into work at the time, and it just kind of kept stacking. So people, or not people, again, that's my conservative side. Corporations, decided that, all right, people aren't going to be buying, so all the orders we had, which would have been fulfilled, let's cancel them. And then as things started to improve with the pandemic, everybody started putting orders back in, and they're like, well, we got other orders that came in, like smaller orders, little batches that we have to take care of because you canceled yours. So your big order, despite it being big and going to make us a lot of money,
sorry,
we've got now. You got to wait.
Yeah.
There's a line.
It's really interesting too the way that how the silicone industry was so harshly impacted by coronavirus because of those order cancellations. Because the factories where computer chips are made are super conducive to like operating during a pandemic. Just the super high standards they have for like air quality and sanitation and everything. Like that is a perfect example of an industry that could have kept operating during the pandemic just by the nature of the requirements for that industry. So all of these giant corporations canceling these massive orders is actually what fucked everything up, not the actual silicone manufacturing. So now that we've doubled down on our requirements for silicone, that's why the supply chain's all fucked up. Because they wanted to save some money short term, and now it's all fucked.
I don't know if Sony and Microsoft canceled anything. It could just be fucking bots are buying everything up.
Yeah.
So it's just too high of a demand there. But I think I read it for sure. Ford did cancel orders. Yeah. No, wait, that's something else. It had to have been. It's not in this article. But yeah, let's just throw a bunch of money into it. But even though that's not what needs to be done,
what needs to be done is America needs to start onshoring microprocessor manufacturing because that's just what needs to start happening.
But it's you save so much money having them make it over there, you know? What do you want to pay an extra 99 cents for it to say made in America? Like, well,
yes, 100%, yes.
Why not? Because that is usually the case. You're saving $1 for each chip. That's how these fucking corporations work. Like 20 cents extra to make it over here? No, fuck that. Do it over there. you know, and then they'll throw at you
And
like,
it-
yeah, we're
and
making
it
so
cuts
many
into-
that
Yeah, but it's like, okay, you're reducing your, not the amount of money, just your profit. You're reducing your profit slightly by, a couple of percent. That's just the profit, not the entire, not your revenue, just your profit. The extra money is what you're losing,
well,
which is
what's going to happen to
insane to
company
me.
parties, Garrison, if we don't have the extra money?
Yeah, that's true.
We're
I
going to
remember
have
that.
Pepsi, Coke, no fruit punch?
What are we gonna get? No sausage on our pizzas? Just pepperonis? By God, we'll have to start paying our employees. That's speaking of politics. I think it's fascinating that all of these companies are trying new techniques to get people to start working again. Everything but paying people a living wage.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, you can have as many McDonald's cheeseburgers as you like if you work at McDonald's. It's like, or you could pay me. You just pay me more. Just pay me more. Just pay us more. Just pay more money. And again, it wouldn't cut into your revenue at all. It would just cut into that thing called profit, which again is extra money.
So there is a video game called Far Cry 5. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I
It's a
do.
little
It
known
takes place.
series.
Fun fact: I grew up in the fictional town where that game takes place.
Because you are
The
you are a
fictional.
simulation.
I grew up where that fictional town lives in Far Cry 5. That's where I grew up. Is the area that town's based on.
Which is
Pretty neat stuff. So it's outside of Missoula, Montana, and if you watched any of the live action trailers for Far Cry 5, all the production was done by my friends back in my hometown. It's pretty cool. But shout out to all you folks.
Tim, Bob,
Nina, Casey.
Eric. There's probably an Eric. I'm probably only thinking of that because of Tim and Eric. So Far Cry 5, for those of you who haven't played it, there is, and it's actually an old idea of Far Cry's.
The map builder.
The map builder in
Okay.
Far Cry, which has improved
So cool.
vastly.
It is the map builder is so cool.
I think the first time I used it was back in Far Cry
3, I
Xbox
think?
360 for me.
Yeah.
So Instincts Predator. So
That was
it
2.
was based on no, it was actually based on the first Far Cry.
Oh,
Yeah, so from the very first Far Cry, the map builder was there, and it's only gotten better from there to the point where I haven't played what this article's about, but I played a level based on Resident Evil 2 before they remade Resident Evil 2, and it was really amazing. So now what they've done is remade, I think, all of it.
all of the entire game save the 2 bonus levels.
There you go. All of GoldenEye from N64, stupid avatar right here. All of GoldenEye was remade within Far Cry. And what is his in-game name so that people can look it up?
Crawleywood.
That is his. Is it also his?
That's his moniker.
Okay, so Crawleywood, Hollywood, but with a KR. Oh no, KR instead of the H at the beginning.
Yeah.
Highlight it. I don't think
That
you can
is
see that.
so goddamn cool.
It's
The
super
ingenuity
accurate.
of these people. Yeah. I was thinking about. So one thing I've always wanted to play is
Don't go back and play GoldenEye. It sucks.
It's terrible. Don't do it. I've always wanted a World War I RTS.
Okay.
Because I'm really into strategy games. I think that would be cool.
I thought that Iron Harvest was that.
No, that's like Steampunk World War II.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, with Unreal 5, anything's possible.
Anything's possible in the World Wrestling Federation. Just the amount of tools and assets and everything in this editor. It's amazing.
Yeah, Unreal. Yeah, the level, the map builder.
No, not even Unreal, but just this.
No, the map builder in Far Cry 5. Yeah.
But even Unreal, Unreal is, I've never got into it except for early Unreal editor in Unreal Tournament. But even then, it's super accessible.
Yeah, from what I understand, Unreal 5 is way more, obviously it's more powerful than Unreal 4, but apparently it's easy. They're making it easier to use now too. Like it's easier to make games. Mm-hmm. They've got that cool, have you seen the MetaHuman in Unreal? It's basically it's a character creator, so it automatically does a lot of this stuff that's complicated about making believable characters. So you basically create these armatures and these rigs, and it'll do all the texturing and everything for you.
Whoa!
And
these are all Uncanny Valley. They're so good.
Yeah, and you can do one of the really awesome things is, for like big studios, they have the big mocap rigs.
Uh-huh.
With the iPhone's camera, the way it does the LiDAR depth for focusing and doing like the filters and stuff, you can actually do mocap for facial animations just using an iPhone now.
And just a dongle away from doing that.
Yeah, so you just record it with Unreal has an app, so you just have to have the rig to put the phone in front of your face. And it does all the capturing, and it builds the animations on that.
Fuck yeah! Because I was ready to say you can do all this with an extra $10,000 for a cheap rig.
Nope, you can do it with an iPhone and a fucking Cowboy Studios.
$1,000.
No, you can. Yeah,
no, because your iPhone, the price.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I mean, and I think MetaHuman is included with just the Unreal Engine, like it's just part of it, so it's a free tool you can use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's out yet, but yeah, it's cloud-based, so you don't need a super powerful computer to use it.
Oh, but that's what do I need this fucking super powerful computer for then? I was getting ready to animate my face. I could be stupid and do an overlay on my actual face for the podcast. Like, what's weird about his face?
There's something wrong.
And then I'll remove the face, and it's still just my face. It was me all along.
Face and it's your face.
It was me, Batman. I mean, He-Man.
Back when I swam competitively, my nickname was Skeletor because I was.
He-Man's coming back, and I think.
Nice. Is it live action?
No, it's not Dolph Lundgren. It's coming back to Netflix, or a remake, I should say, a relaunch. It's beyond, it's before my time. Not by a lot, but before my time. I'm not a fan of 80s cartoons because they're too cheesy. And I don't just mean the Ninja Turtles. So people go back to G1 Transformers, He-Man. I guess Voltron wasn't cheesy. It was kind of cool. But like I said, G1, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, which was okay. Um, it's not like in the 90s they weren't about toys, but these were super focused on toys. And they were a little too kiddish. Like, yeah, you're kids, you can't get any kind of, you're not gonna understand any kind of nuance. So let's just make it cheesy as shit. Like in G.I. Joe, nobody ever died.
G.I. Joe.
His plane crashed, and then in the background you see a little shadow with a parachute. No one ever died, which kind of takes away from it. And then in the 90s, we got Batman the Animated Series. Amazing.
Oh man, Kevin Conroy is my favorite Batman. Hands down. Followed closely by Ben Affleck, surprisingly.
I love Batfleck, but Kevin Conroy will always be Batman for me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That fucking voice.
Yeah, he's so good, so good.
I wish he would be younger now, and fucking pump him full of roids and have him be the new Batman, because that voice, man, that's Batman to me. And Joker, for me, the real Joker is always going to be Mark Hamill.
Well, I mean, with modern like motion capture and CGI, we wouldn't have to pump Kevin Conroy full of roids. We could just have Chris Hemsworth stand around and then put Conroy's head on it.
They're going to do a Terminator Salvation where they put Arnold's face on a different bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was going with this. Oh, so He-Man's coming back.
He-Man.
I think 80s cartoons suck. Fight me.
Yeah.
X-Men. In the X-Men cartoon from the 90s, there was an X-Men cartoon in the 80s. But in the 90s,
X-Men. Welcome to die.
The guy who could morph wound up dying in like the first 2-3 episodes. He died. Because they didn't think, oh, well, they're kids who are going to be watching. They wouldn't understand. Kids, that's a good way to get them to understand that people die. Yes, there are superheroes, but they could be defeated. They connect with humanity. I don't know. The tragedy of Clayface. A man who his own ego was his demise, who was a good actor, and then started getting too dependent on using the molding clay, and then he became that, and he hated himself.
Died by his own hubris.
His own hubris. His own hummus.
Killed by his own hummus. Nasty way to go.
I think we're done with all the bird stuff.
Speaking of birds, bird stuff, bird person, new season of Rick and Morty this month, if anyone else likes that show.
Save that one for Father's Day. I said that already. Yeah, we did. Other than this really, really old article of this guy simultaneously raised a chimp and a baby in exactly the same way to see what would happen. Clearly, this was not a modern article. It's from the 1930s.
From the 1930s. From 1955.
A chimp raised like a human? Not
a chimpanzee raised as a person? Now that I've got to see.
So, pretty much what you think was going to happen happened. Up until a certain point, I believe, once the baby started learning how to speak.
Yeah, the chimp just became too hard to deal with after a while.
They were
as they do.
They were neck and neck. They were, it's the exact same thing. Until naturally the chimp hits its limit on growing and learning, comprehension and all that. And that was it. Like, if it weren't for that limitation of the fact that it can't speak, it can't form the proper vocal cords for speech,
Mhm.
and even just intelligence, it would have turned into a people.
Yeah. It's deeply unsettling to me.
It would have, if it were another 30 years later, it would have been a planet of apes.
Planet of the Apes.
You blew it up. Damn you!
Damn you!
God damn,
Damn
you all
you.
to hell!
Oh.
Let's see.
Incredible. Beyond compare.
I think at the end here it says, okay, for 9 months, it was 9 months of parenting both the child and the chimp. The chimp's name was Gua, was becoming stronger and less manageable, and feared that she might harm her human brother. Finally, one other possibility comes to mind. Gua showed no signs of learning human languages. It probably could have learned sign language if they had taught her that. Her brother Donald, the human, began. Oh no, Donald.
My
Speaking
God.
of being raised alongside a chimp.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe that chimp was raised alongside Donald Trump.
Her brother Donald began imitating Gua's chimp noises. So, it turned out they were so entwined that the chimp progressed so far and then pretty much would have had the human baby regress because the baby started chimping and would have been unable to speak and would be mimicking the chimp as opposed to learning human speech. So the experiment would have wound up being, it's just gonna stunt the human evolution.
Yeah,
which could have been the chimp's plan all
chimp
along.
It's the chimp's plan all along. So I now have access to MetaHuman Creator and Unreal Engine 5. So just a heads up, what's happening. I'm going to try and make a life model facsimile of myself in Unreal Engine.
Look at that! Look at that chimp with a phone.
He's wearing his corduroy overalls. Look at that little
They think
pie.
they're people.
Look at him.
This isn't the chimp from the experiment. It's from the 50s.
It's just that chimp.
But that's really cute. And finally, a story that's near and dear to me.
Generalissimo Francisco Franco is still dead.
Because it's about the post office. And where do you think this post office was that had a gator show up to say hello?
My gut says Florida. So I'm going to go with Florida.
Ding, ding, ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. A gator showed up at the post office in Florida. In was it Hernando County? Or it could have been nearby Hernando County. Let's see. Just the doors are automatic. So if anything,
so any old fucking quadruped can walk in.
Yeah, anything heavy enough that can activate it. Door swung open. Gator walked in.
Well, look at that.
That's the gator there, playing gator golf. I'm surprised that they didn't have one of the fucking temps go over and wrestle it. But if I were to go and wrestle the gator and best him, would that be considered overtime pay?
Yes. Yes, it would.
Speaking of Gators, Gator Golf, not good. The commercials were great back in the day. It's not good. We got it not too long ago. It sucks. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, follow, subscribe.
Go with God.
These are the things. One of them's Twitter. One of them's just the Facebook. Oh no, I think one of them's Instagram. Instagram, or maybe it's not. Instagram at Miracle Marvin. Twitter at MelmanR. So Harrison at Gaz.Shoots on Instagram.
It's my only social media presence. So
it's pictures. It's not shooting.
There's videos sometimes too.
Guns.
I should go to the range later.
Oh, one more thing. I got a non-alcoholic whiskey from the brand Ritual.
Okay.
I finally tried it a bunch of times. Had a few.
So I'm guessing it's good.
A few whiskeys on the rocks.
Nice.
It's good. It's good. It's really all it's missing, and I'm surprised. Really, all it's missing is alcohol. It's got the taste. It's got the burn. It just doesn't have the alcohol.
Oh.
I quit drinking almost 5 years ago. Didn't need to. Decided to, and I've kind of stuck with it. I don't feel like I need to stick with it anymore. I might go back to just drinking like a normal person, but I haven't decided yet. But this thing was expensive though. It was like $27.
How big of a bottle is it? Like 375?
750 milliliters.
That's. I mean, if it tastes good. Yeah, I was gonna say if it tastes good and it's like a cheap bottle of whiskey that size is like $25 anyway.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it is artisan.
Yeah, small batch.
Probably isn't. They probably always make that up. Yeah. You're a small bitch.
Wow.
And on that note, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one.